How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the Breakers and the NFL meetings here in Palm Beach, Florida. I'm standing underneath a palm tree. Can't beat that, although with the weather we had in Green Bay before I left, we could have been growing these things in the middle of March. The Packers in the news on a couple of fronts. Certainly their compensatory picks were one of the headline items of the first day of the meetings. Packers get 4 compensatory selections, 2 4th-round picks, 2 7th-round picks. That ties them for the most league-wide. 32 compensatory picks handed out to 15 different teams, but the Packers with 4 of them. That gives them 12 selections in the April draft. That gives Ted Thompson plenty of ammunition. The 4 compensatory picks cannot be traded, but obviously the other 8 picks the Packers have can be traded, including a 7th-round pick they got from the Jets for Caleb Schlotterhoff, the guard that they traded to New York at the end of training camp. So Ted Thompson is going to have plenty of picks to move around if he chooses to move up in, say, the 3rd round like he did a couple years ago for Morgan Burnett. Not sure what he'd be willing to give up or what he'd have to get up to get a second first-round pick, as he did with Clay Matthews in 2009. But it'll be interesting to see how the board falls for him and whether he can get some defensive line help, some outside linebacker help, maybe some safety help, not knowing Nick Collins' situation. Nick Collins, another topic of conversation here in Palm Beach. He has his doctor's appointment to have his neck reevaluated at the end of the week. Mike McCarthy coming out very strong and saying that even though he doesn't know what the doctors will say, if Nick Collins were his son, he would encourage him not to play after the neck injury he suffered on September 18th in Carolina. So we'll wait on that news. The other news we're waiting on, more free agency for the Packers. Ted Thompson's reputation certainly not one of free agent spending, but he has added Jeff Saturday. He added Daniel Muir, who technically doesn't reach the threshold of unrestricted free agent. He was cut by the Colts during last season. So Ted Thompson now with 11 unrestricted free agent signings in his time as Packers GM, which started in 2005. However, there may be more on the horizon. Reportedly, Demetrius Bell, the left tackle from Buffalo, who has had some injury problems during his time there, is reportedly scheduled to visit next week after the meetings are over. They also had Anthony Hargrove, the defensive lineman from Seattle and New Orleans, in for a visit last week on Friday. Not quite certain if anything's going to happen there. We've asked both Ted Thompson and Mike McCarthy about him. They've said there's nothing to report. They haven't denied that the team is interested in him, but while Anthony Hargrove apparently, if it was really him, had been tweeting as if he was going to become a Packer, that has not happened as of yet. The Packers still have some interest in Manny Lawson. I asked his coach from last season, Marvin Lewis, about him. Didn't get anywhere. Got a little bit further with Chan Gailey, the Buffalo Bills coach, asking him about Demetrius Bell. You can check all that information out on our blog at ESPNWisconsin.com. Hope you'll tune in for our next video. We'll wait and see what Mike McCarthy has to say tomorrow at Wednesday's NFC Coaches Breakfast here at the Breakers at the NFL meetings. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.